Tell me about yourself. Where were you born and raised?
Puyallup, Washington. Moved here from California.
Oh, awesome. Tell me about your home life. What was it like growing up for you?
It was all right. I had a lot of, just a lot of separation. So once our family got separated, there was a lot of illness there. So
Like brothers and sisters?
So one brother, and just a lot of difference. So I left pretty early.
So when you say separated,
Like
what does that mean?
grandma's in Oklahoma, other families, like 2 hours away.
Oh, gotcha.
Like
gotcha,
that.
Gotcha. And you...
And then my mom, she has Alzheimer's.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what threw it all off.
She had it when you were younger?
She had it all the way.
That's
Had it,
hard.
Yeah, she's smart, but she, So it's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When did you guys start noticing?
I mean, we were fighting from probably teenage. Like everything fell in place. So teenage up. So
Yeah.
it's pretty bad now.
Yeah.
So.
She's still
Yeah,
here.
it just tears the whole household apart when I'm around. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's better just not to be around.
Yeah. Well, in Puyallup, you went to school there?
A little bit. I went to Novanet, which was an alternative school.
Okay.
So it was all on the computer.
Oh, yeah. What would you like to do for fun in high school?
Hung out with skateboarders.
Oh, right.
So skate park, I guess.
That was me. I skated in high school.
Yeah.
That was my thing. Did you ever skate?
No, I can't skateboard at all.
You never tried?
And no.
Yeah.
I can't really do it.
Yeah.
Or gymnastics. I can't do that either.
Oh, you said or
Gymnastics, I tried that too. So
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, where does life take you after high school? And so you're living with who in your high
Work.
school days? Okay. Yeah.
Work.
Okay.
So fast food,
Yeah.
obviously.
Been
and
there.
then rent, and then reality. So
Yeah.
that's all I did. Once I chose that, and then got paycheck compared to rent, that's pretty much how I set my boundaries.
Yeah.
So.
And you're still in Puyallup at this time?
Yeah, I was still in Puyallup before I turned 18, and then I went to Auburn because it was King County.
Right.
So I went there and had a roommate and paid rent. I did that for about 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
And then been on the street off and on ever since. So
Yeah.
living with people, paying rent, and then getting screwed over.
Well, tell me a little bit about like the first time you became unhoused and had to kind of live on the streets.
It was right after Christmas. I was 23. I just bought a car. I had a job, which I ended up letting go of. I had a child that was in my care that I had just lost him being in my care because I couldn't juggle work and helping my friend out. So
It was your child?
no. And so juggling that, I just ended up coming out to Seattle for the resources, I guess.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to ask anybody for anything. And that's how I ended up.
And you just lived in your car for a bit?
No, I had my car, and then I don't know, it got impounded or something like that. And then I lived in a car for a bit,
Gotcha. Okay.
not my car. So
Yeah, gotcha.
and then I think when you start get going, it's when you go to the shelters and stuff like that. That's how you get the system, and that wore me out so bad that I ended up in a tent. So waking up, going to shelters, waking up protocol. I did that for like 3 years straight, like faithfully.
Did you stay in multiple shelters?
I went to Angelines.
Gotcha.
I did all of them.
And those are the ones where like you have to wake up and be out for the
Get
day
out, yeah.
and then stand in line and
yeah, and that works. So, I mean, that worked for me for a little while. It's just you're exhausted after you do that, so you just want to do anything, you know what I mean, to get to the simple things. So.
Right.
And yeah, and that's a struggle pretty much. And wait lists and stuff like that. That's just the thing that you have to trust. You have to make sure that they care, you know, enough to get you in somewhere. If somebody doesn't care to get you in somewhere, they're not going to get you in. So.
Yeah. From what I've heard, that like being on a wait list is just very messy.
Yeah.
And like confusing and call at this time and then you don't have a phone and it's like show up at this time.
It's like court.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe so,
like
something
court.
like that.
So, yeah.
Well, so are you currently on a wait list for something?
Okay, so through all the drama, I had an apartment for 2 years, and for some reason I went back and they had all my stuff outside. They got a younger management there. They had a younger girl start managing, and for some reason they passed along a note saying that I couldn't go back in the building. So all my stuff was outside, and I still don't know what happened with that. But I ended up on the street.
Wow.
Again, so.
So for 3 years you had an apartment and you were working?
Yeah.
And paying rent.
That
whole thing, and then all of a sudden.
And then all of a sudden I came home with the new management, and I don't know if they were going to go into being privately owned or something.
But they evicted you.
Yeah.
Sounds like, from what you're telling me, illegally.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So, and I didn't think it would happen because I just think more by the books, not by what's happening from day to day. And out here, it's more what happens by day to day than the books. So, like court, pretty much.
Oh, gotcha.
So, yeah.
Well, how long ago was that?
That was about a month ago.
Oh, so
yeah.
I mean, 1 day outside is too long.
Yeah.
But a month is not.
Yeah, every minute, every step. I'm hating it. Because once I went back inside, I decided I was always going to be inside, you know?
Right.
And so it's like everything is way more heavy on your body and stuff like that. Because you adjust to being inside.
Yeah.
You cannot be outside after that.
No,
so
I can imagine.
It's terrible.
It's traumatic.
Right.
It's like, I mean, so even that first night, all your stuff's outside, where do you go? Mm-hmm. What did you do?
I sat outside, and I had a friend sat outside with me. And we just sat underneath a blanket pretty much. Because I was just, I stayed numb for a while.
Yeah, so you're in shock, right?
And then by the time I snap out of it, shit's totally way gone. And nobody's even thinking about it anymore.
Yeah.
So that's my problem.
Yeah.
So. And then you have to get back on this bandwagon or whatever, however you adjust to it. And it's just nothing's perfect.
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, so you're just on a wait list waiting?
I'm not on a wait list.
Oh, you're not on a wait list?
No, I'm just getting to that, so.
Gotcha.
I just snapped out of it probably about a week ago.
Okay.
The woe is me and all that,
Yeah.
So get over that and then pick up and start over. I was more thinking like a miracle if somebody's gonna approach me and like go back into my apartment, you know, and it doesn't happen like that. So
yeah, the fantasy, like a fantasy.
Yeah, exactly.
You were like just in that fantasy, and then reality.
Where you believe it. Well, I mean, I believe it, but I don't believe it, you know.
Yeah,
so I mean, I'm not stupid, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, Sarah, how did you come to Ballard? How did you get to Ballard?
I just rode the bus here today.
Yeah, from
I was in the Soto district by the stadium, I think, by the whatever that is, and down there in a tent again. So I mean that's the only place I know, so I can't really like expand. And I know there's pretty much nothing out here anymore, like tents or anything like that. But I know that there used to be tents over here and stuff like that. So
well, there used to be a lot, right? And I was telling you, I document sweeps, and they used to have to give notice, like 3-day notice. We're gonna sweep. And now they changed the law so they don't have to give a notice.
They just come.
And they just come. And so they're really
That's crazy.
Cracking down. That's why you probably don't see
anybody.
Yeah, like
you don't see anything anywhere.
Yeah. It's a nice Band-Aid, I'll say that.
Yeah.
And people think out of sight, out of mind. Who knows? You know.
I don't know, they should think like progress or something, right?
Well, I mean, it doesn't solve the homelessness crisis.
No, it doesn't. But they should overall think progress, right? That
Well,
should be.
yeah.
Yeah, when they see shit cleaned up, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I go, oh man, people are really struggling, and people are stuck, and people are living in extreme poverty in one of the richest cities,
Right.
in one of the richest countries.
Due to a list.
So it's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what's happening here? And so, and for
That's
me,
smart.
I was like, these people, like, their stories. They have stories,
Yeah.
you know, and
Stuff
like,
makes sense too.
yeah. And so, one last question I like to ask, Sarah, is there anything that you'd want to say to the people of Seattle?
Just keep doing what you're doing, I guess. Maybe check the list more. That's it. I mean, I would keep doing what they're doing, but check the list more, you know?
What
or
do
like
you mean?
check the people that are doing the list more. Like,
Oh, like,
you know, like the reach people and stuff like that. Like check on what they're actually doing, you know, their interests or whatever. Because they pick and choose, it seems like. But maybe that's just me. I don't know.
is there another way of putting it, like, hold them more accountable?
Yeah, hold them
kinda
more
thing?
accountable.
Something like that?
Or something, yeah, something with that. Because it doesn't go to the right place, like, all the time. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not ever always going to go perfect, but it really doesn't go to the right place, like, all the time. Because, like I said, like, I shouldn't be back outside. But it's not just me thinking about myself. It's just, you know, it's overall.
Yeah.
It'll show eventually, you know, but you don't want it to do that, right? You want it to just be a good environment.
Yeah.
So that causes the hostility and stuff like that. And so
Did you ever check back into that eviction or anything?
I'm going to on whatever I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean,
it seems so far away. So I don't know, like on what to do about it, you know?
Yeah, like,
Because I didn't think it was gonna happen.
Sure.
So I just thought, you know, I really don't think, I know the paperwork wasn't really like real. So like, you know what I mean? They wrote up whatever they wrote up. So I mean, I'm pretty smart, but
Yeah, interesting.
I was just thinking try to move into another place, you know, and not tell them about any of that.
Yeah.
And just kind of treat that like the practice run or something, you know? So.
Well, thank you for sharing. Appreciate it. Thank you for sharing your story.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Anything else? Anything else?
No, I don't really. Just try. Get it off.
Great. Yeah, give it that little mic. You go ahead.